Well, you likely have seen the headlines about sex trafficking in the news here in Atlanta and in your social media feeds over the past week. And all of this exposure, all of it can lead to people that they're believing the Super Bowl is the largest and the worst time for sex trafficking. It is a label that Chief Erica Shields says has been unfairly applied to our city. And our Verify team looks at the connection between the Super Bowl and sex trafficking.
Is the Super Bowl a hotspot for sex trafficking? Year after year, headlines claim that cases of sex trafficking spike around big events like the Super Bowl. Let's verify. Here are our sources. A 2015 study by the McCain Institute, a 2018 study by the University of Minnesota, and the Polaris Project. We'll explain who they are a little later. But let's start with this report from 2015. Researchers from the McCain Institute looked at online ads from Super Bowl 48 and 49. Now, they identified sex trafficking ads hosted on websites like Backpage.com. They found an increase in the ads around the Super Bowl, but it wasn't the highest. The report said, quote, "This does not indicate that the Super Bowl caused more sex trafficking." Also this, quote, "The Super Bowl itself does not create the condition in which sex trafficking flourishes." Instead, they say traffickers will go where there are more people and more demand. So on to our next source, a study last year by the University of Minnesota. Those researchers also found more ads for commercial sex, but pointed out that it happens at almost any public event. And they say any impact that may be connected to the Super Bowl is short-lived. Then there's the Polaris Project. That's a nonprofit that operates the National Human Trafficking Hotline.
We don't necessarily believe that there's a major spike in trafficking during the Super Bowl. That data hasn't really played out in our understanding of it.
The Polaris Project says any increase in sex trafficking during the Super Bowl isn't necessarily backed by data. And in fact, more cases may come to light because there's more police activity and promotion of anti-sex trafficking hotlines during events that draw large crowds to cities, like the Super Bowl. Typically, we wouldn't solely use studies as our sources for research. However, because these two national studies have findings consistent with what national experts report, we can verify the claims the Super Bowl is the largest and worst time for sex trafficking are false. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.